Hello, today I will talk about renewable energy source. Some of the sources wind energy and hydropower energy. Wind energy is an indirect way of obtaining energy from the sun, since the winds are generated by uneven heating of the Earth's surface by the sun. In other words, wind energy is the energy of motion of air currents circulating in the atmosphere. The electrical or mechanical power generation in mills or vents for performing mechanical work such as pumping water by the wind is by conversion of a translation kinetic energy by the rotational kinetic energy by a wind turbine job when the goal is to generate electricity, or mill and weather vents when the goal is to perform mechanical work. Wind energy is a way to achieve energy totally renewable and clean sources. It does not produce any pollutant. It is so one of the main challenges in the field of renewable energy sources. Its commercial operation began more or less in the 70s, where there was the oil crisis and European countries began to invest in other forms of energy. In Brazil, the cost of power generating is about $70 to $80 per megawatts, making it competitive with nuclear power and thermal power. Only exists in the Brazilian northwest with wind potential is 6,000 megawatts. The Brazilian region with the greatest potential by 2003 had recorded about 92 projects united to the wind power utilization that would add 6,500 for the national production of electricity. The only weak point of the turbines that generate power through wind is noise pollution and visual pollution. The latter is less impactful and depends more on the particular point of view of each, but the noise generated by the turbines according to the specific of the can delay the construction of this system very close to areas inhabited by causing discomfort to residents. However, there are aerogenerators, high-speed propellers models that produce less noise and are even more effective than models of multiple turbine blades noise. Hydropower is getting electricity through the use of hydro potential of a river. For this process to be done, is build plants in rivers that have high volume of water and exhibiting gaps in its course it is required. The force of the moving water is known as a potential energy. The water passes through the plant pipes with great force and speed, making the movement of the turbine. In this process, there is the potential energy transformation, water energy into mechanical energy, movement of the turbines. Moving turbines are connected to a generator, which is responsible to the transformation of mechanical energy into electrical energy. Typically, hydropower plants are built in remote locations from consumers. This fact raises the value of power transmission, which is transmitted by wire to the cities. The energy efficiency of hydroelectric plants is very high, around 95%. The initial investment and maintenance costs are high, but the cost of fuel, water, is low. Nowadays, hydroelectric plants are responsible for about 1,800 of the electricity production in the world. These data are not only higher because few countries present the natural conditions for the installation of hydroelectric plants. Nations that have great hydroelectric potential is the United States, Canada, Brazil, Russia, and China. In Brazil, over 90% of the produced electricity comes from hydroelectric plants. Despite being a source of renewable energy and do not emit pollutants, hydropower is not without its environmental and social impacts. The flood areas for the construction of them generates relocation problems of coast communities, indigenous and small farmers. The main environmental impacts caused by water improvement for the formation of rude artificial lakes are the destruction of large areas of natural vegetation, repairing forests, the collapse of banks, silting of river beds, damage to fauna and local flora. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.